How's it going, guys? Today I'm bringing y'all an updated guide on how to get an aesthetic body in 2026. I've learned a lot since I last talked to you guys. I've grown a lot. A lot of my old videos and old advice are just completely trashed. So if you want to see results similar from going to this to these, stick around, watch this whole video. I got everything laid out for you. Just turn your brain off, follow what I have to say, and you're going to make tremendous amounts of progress. The amount of time it will take greatly varies from person to person. This is a very person by person basis. It took me around 3 years and still counting to look like these pictures here, but it should take you less time than it took me because I have everything laid out in this video right here. You don't got to do all the trial and error, trying to learn how to train, finding all the best research. I have everything laid out in this video, all the training advice, all the muscles you need to train, everything you need to do. But there is another factor that comes in: genetics. Genetics is also a very important part and varies person by person. You could have a guy with great genetics that works out for 6 months and he looks better than me after 3 years. It's just how life is. It's unfair. Or there could be a guy that works out for 2 years and still doesn't look great. It really just depends, but don't let that shit discourage you. Even with bad genetics, you're going to end up at the same endpoint eventually. It's just going to take a longer amount of time, which is not a bad thing. Health and fitness is a lifelong pursuit. This isn't something that you just do real quick and then never work out again. No, you have to do this shit for your whole life. If you want a 10 out of 10 body, you got to work out for at least 10 years, bro. It takes a long fucking time. So don't let bad genetics discourage you. We're all going to end up at the same endpoint eventually. Just because someone made progress faster than you, or you're not making progress as fast as you want to, it doesn't matter. My new style of training is dramatically better than my old style. It's way less fatiguing. You get way more results out of the amount of effort you put in. It's just all around better in every single way. So nowadays I only do 2 sets per exercise. 2 sets is the sweet spot. Once you start dipping into 3 to 4 sets, you start getting diminishing returns. 2 sets is a sweet spot. It's enough volume to really stimulate the muscle you're trying to grow, but it's not too fatiguing. And the reason we want to hit only 2 sets is because our intensity is going to be high as fuck. We want to take every set to failure to really stimulate the muscle. If you're pushing 4 sets to failure, you're going to be fatigued as fuck and the rest of the workout is just going to be ass. This is the sweet spot right here. After I started implementing these 2 things, my progress fucking exploded. Like absolutely exploded. I'll bring up some pictures. So after switching my training style and actually taking the shit serious again, this is the amount of progress I made in 1 month. I mean, that's a pretty big fucking difference. So doing this shit will absolutely blow up your fucking progress. 3 to 4 sets of 12 or whatever bullshit you're doing, it's not working. If you're only doing 12 easy ass fucking reps and 4 sets, you're just fatiguing yourself. You're not stimulating the muscle enough. You need to push 2 sets to failure and your progress will fucking explode. Now, the next thing, to minimize fatigue, you only want to go around 4 to 5 times a week. Going 6 times a week is so fucking much. Like looking back, who the fuck wants to go to the gym 6 times a fucking week? There's literally no point. You get nothing out of it. It's way better to go 4 times a week, minimize your fatigue, get good sleep, because that's what actually leads to making progress. Fuck. I just opened fucking Steam Big Picture by accident trying to turn my controller off. Fuck me. Now about hitting legs, you can definitely hit legs. In terms of just pure aesthetics, legs aren't that important. Legs are the biggest muscle in your body, so the more muscle you have on your legs, you will actually produce more testosterone. But if you're solely focused on aesthetics, then it's not the end of the world if you don't hit legs. The muscles you need to prioritize for attraction are the upper chest, shoulders, back, arms, and abs. You need to structure your whole routine around these muscles. So when you go in for your chest day, you always want to hit an incline movement first to target the upper chest. You always want to focus the lateral head of the shoulder, and you always want to focus on the lats. For your arms, you just want to focus both biceps and triceps with a little bit more focus on biceps in my opinion. And for abs, you 100% still need to train abs. I see a lot of people saying abs are made in the kitchen. That's bullshit. They're a muscle you need to grow. They grow like any other muscle. Getting lean will reveal them, but if you don't have a very strong core, when you cut down, you're going to have that weird type of look where you don't really have abs, but you're lean. You need to train your abs so that they actually show up when you get lean. They're a muscle like any other muscle. They need to grow and you need to hit them. The exercises I recommend for these muscles, for the upper chest, I hit incline Smith machine press and incline dumbbell press. For shoulders, I've actually changed my opinion a lot on. So I used to be a big advocate that hitting just regular chest pressing movements was enough for the front delt, and shoulder press was essentially useless. But recent studies actually showed that shoulder press also hits the lateral head of the shoulder, and there's actually a lot of lateral head activation when you do a shoulder press. So shoulder press is actually an exercise that I recommend and I do quite often now. So you want to do shoulder press and cable lateral raises. For back, I recommend doing pull-ups and lat pull-downs. The back is one of the most fundamental building blocks for an attractive physique. It's actually what gives you that V shape that your shoulders will accentuate. You want to be hitting exercises that you really struggle with on back. So you want to be doing pull-ups, lat pull-downs. Those are the best exercises I recommend for hitting your lats. For me, my arms are pretty easy to grow. Just do different curl variations. I do preacher curls, this one Zopman variation I saw Jeff Nipper doing. And for triceps, I mainly just do the rope pull downs and I do cable kickbacks. Abs are a cornerstone of the aesthetic physique. If you don't have abs, you're not going to be seen as very aesthetic. The best ab exercise that I've found is doing the hanging leg raises. That shit hits your lower abs so well. My abs have grown so much. And I normally just do that for around 2 sets at the end of every workout. So contrary to what most people believe, the pushing part of the rep is actually not the most important. The most important part is the stretch. So if you're not getting a good stretch on your exercise, you're not getting anything out of it. You need to focus on the stretch. In every exercise, you need to feel the muscle actually stretch. At the very end of the rep, you need to feel the muscle stretch. The muscle needs to be in its fully stretched position to actually get stimulated properly. Keep this in mind during every exercise. So workout split, I basically do push-pull legs. So for my workout split, I pretty much just do push-pull kind of. I hit chest, triceps, and shoulders on the same day, and then I hit back and biceps on the same day, and I throw out abs at the end of every workout. I also throw in an extra arm day on Saturday with my buddy Eric, just as a little extra thing to really make sure my arms get hit well, because doing push-pull legs, you're really focused on your chest and your back because you start with those. I always just want to make sure my arms are getting hit adequately, and I also just want to hang out with my friend Eric, you know. The supplements I take ashwagandha, and ashwagandha isn't really essential for this, but it can help lower your cortisol and your stress, which will increase your testosterone, which will make you put on muscle faster and just make everything a lot easier. But ashwagandha is not 100% necessary. What is necessary is creatine. Creatine is overall just a great supplement. I used to believe Copes that it would make you go bald and just all this bullshit. Creatine is the best thing I've ever took. Not only has it made me look more muscular, I've gotten stronger, I have less brain fog, I don't stutter as much. My brain health is just so much better on top of the physical benefits. So take creatine. I take the little creatine pills so I don't have to drink it. It is one of the best things I have ever done for myself. There is no drawbacks at all. It is just a miracle supplement. So your body fat percentage, lean is law. So never dirty bulk ever. You only want to lean bulk. For your first couple of years, you do want to definitely lean bulk and be in either maintenance or a surplus and just lift heavy as fuck. You don't want to start by cutting. That is something I will never change my mind on. You never want to start with a cut unless you are overweight or obese. If you're just a skinny dude, you need to lean bulk for the first 2 years. Don't be on any bullshit. You don't need to be lean. You need to put on muscle so that you actually look aesthetic instead of just looking anorexic. And you never want to lean bulk above 15%. Life starts to fucking suck at above 15%. You're just unattractive. You feel unattractive. You just really don't look great or feel great. So never push it beyond 15%, but the ideal percentage you want to be around for aesthetics is probably around 10 to 15%. So always try to push to be as close to 10% as you can and as you can reasonably sustain. That is when you're going to look your absolute best, but make sure you actually put on the muscle before you do that, or else you're just going to look horrible. So a realistic results timeline, when I started, I was very skinny, but I had a little bit of gut, you know, my abs weren't super defined and, you know, my gyno was very obvious and I just didn't really look great, you know. And then a year later, I put on a little bit of muscle, I cut down, I got abs, I looked pretty solid. And then I made a huge mistake of just getting fat as fuck. I wasn't really training this hard at this time. I wasn't that strong for the amount that I weighed. I got up to around 192 pounds. And I just got fat as fuck. But now I'm actually locked in and I'm looking fucking fantastic. I'm finally lean again. I put on a whole lot of muscle. As you can see, my abs are popping. I'm looking great. And this took 3 years. So this was around 2023. And then over here is 2026. And you know, this is a completely different physique. You know, this is a complete recomposition. My body looks completely fucking different. Like, you couldn't tell these two are the same. And this is very realistic progress. I made a ton of mistakes. I had to go through a ton of trial and error. I really didn't know what I was doing. And for the last year or so, I wasn't really even taking the gym that serious. I was just kind of coming in, doing the motions, but even still, I still look great. So even if you make a bunch of mistakes, even if you still fuck up, you're still going to make progress. You're still going to be good. Just never quit. If you quit, you're not going to make any progress at all. Just never give up. Stick with it. I'm telling you. But that's all I really have for y'all today. If you follow the advice I laid out for you in this video, you will go from this to this in a pretty short period of time, at least less than it took me. The advice I gave you in this video should shorten the amount of time it takes to get from here to here by about, 1 or 2 years. Just make sure you're actually focused and you're not just going to the gym and fucking around like I was. Actually take this shit serious, because the faster you get this, the more benefits you'll get in life. When you get a body like this, you have something to be proud of. You actually have a physical presence, you feel way more confident, and people actually respect you. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. It's good to be back on YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all boys later.